Most people move through the world on autopilot. They talk without monitoring every word. They walk into a room without instantly reading the energy. You don't get to do that. Your brain runs a second process. Always on, always watching. You notice the slight pause before someone answers, the shift in tone between the second and third sentence. You catch things other people miss entirely, and you can't turn it off. This is hyper self-awareness. And it's not a gift. It's a surveillance system pointed in two directions at once: outward at everyone around you, and inward at yourself. The outward part makes you exhausting to your own brain. You walk into a conversation already running analysis. What does this person need? What are they actually thinking? What's underneath what they're saying? You feel the exact moment a room's mood changes before anyone else registers it. The inward part is worse. You don't just notice other people, you notice yourself noticing. You hear yourself laugh and immediately question whether it sounded real. You watch yourself from the outside in real time, an audience to your own existence, and it makes everything feel slightly performed. Psychologists call this the performance paradox, when heightened awareness actually decreases performance. Your brain shifts from automatic processing to controlled processing, which is significantly slower and less fluid. Research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that excessive self-monitoring correlates with increased anxiety and decreased enjoyment of social interactions. You become so focused on managing the interaction that you stop being in it. People sense the gap. The very mechanism you built to connect pushes connection away. It usually starts early. Children who grew up in unpredictable environments learn to read the room as survival. If you could sense a parent's mood shifting before it exploded, you had time to adjust. Your nervous system learned that attention equals safety. And it never stopped practicing. The problem is you're not in that environment anymore, but the skill is still running, full speed, in the grocery store, in meetings, with people who aren't dangerous at all. Dr. Susan Nolan Hoxema, a Yale professor who spent her career studying overthinking, called it the secret to unhappiness. And the research is clear on why. When you ruminate, your brain's default mode network goes into overdrive, creating exhausting mental loops. But when you practice simple observation, you engage your prefrontal cortex in a way that actually reduces overthinking. So here's what you can actually do. Set specific times for reflection instead of constant monitoring. Designate 10 minutes in the evening to process the day, and outside of that window, when the loop starts, you have permission to shut it down. The brain needs a container. Give it one. Shift from, "Why do I feel this way?" to, "What do I need right now?" The first question leads to endless rumination. The second leads to action. Most of the spiraling happens because your brain thinks analyzing is the same as solving. It isn't. When caught in self-analysis, identify 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This pulls your attention away from self-monitoring and anchors you in sensory experience. It sounds too simple. It works because it forces your brain to process the external world instead of feeding on itself. Feel the emotion for 5 seconds without any mental commentary. Know why. Know what does this mean. Just pure experience. This reconnects you with authentic emotional experience and breaks the habit of immediate analysis. There's no clean-off switch for awareness. You just notice that more than most people do. And maybe that's the one thing worth turning the awareness toward.